Hey guys, so one thing that people are often asking us here in office is, do I need to stretch before I go for a run? Or what should I do before I run? And there's a lot of different evidence or thoughts now behind this. Some that say doing static stretching actually might increase your range of motion for that run, which could actually lead to a bit of injury. So if you've been in office with me before, you might have heard me talk about that you have to have control over your ranges of motion, and that leads to kind of mitigating injury. So if we do a lot of static stretching right before we run, it might feel good and it might give us a bit more range of motion, but it might be range of motion that we don't control or don't have strength over. So it could actually lead to injuries during our run or kind of lead to those overuse injuries that we often see. So I'm not saying that warming up is bad, but maybe we don't want to statically stretch. So one thing we can do is some of our cars. So we can get our joints that we're going to be relying on a lot moving in all of their ranges of motion, kind of wake them up and get them knowing what they're about to be prepared for. So a couple things we're going to concentrate on are our feet, ankles, knees, and hips. So remember, with our feet, all I want you to do is I want you to give me 5 toe raises, okay? And then 5 outer toe raises. We'll do 5 of those. And then from here, I want you to do your ankle movements, ankle cars. So we'll take our ankle, nothing else moves. I can kind of lock out my knee. Femur doesn't move, thigh doesn't move, shin doesn't move, and ankle is slowly going to go in as big of circles as we can, as slow as we can, 1 mile per hour. Do 5 in each direction, 5 on the other side. Slow and controlled, especially work on that dorsiflexion or bringing that foot up as high as we can, because we need that as we are running, okay? From there, you can do that on the other foot. We're going to look at the knee. So the knee, I can kind of bring my leg up here, I can hold on to something to balance, and I want you to imagine that the femur and the thigh stay still, and we are rotating the shin. So the ankle is gonna move with you, but I want the shin to be the focus here. Okay, so what I want you to do, start with your knee straight, okay? I like to kind of touch this big bump here sometimes if I'm holding onto something else, because I can feel it move and it lets me know that I'm actually moving the knee and not just my foot. So you'll see my shin is going to rotate out as much as it can. Going to extend the leg, not fully. Rotate in, shin comes in, flex my knee. Rotate out, extend, rotate in, flex. Then I can go the other way. Keep it rotated in, extend, rotate out, flex. If that's really hard for you to feel, you can come down on the floor, and I like to kind of wrap underneath it, and then I just put my hand on that big bump here, and then I'll just rotate in and out. Make sure that your thigh doesn't move, you have it locked in, but I can rotate it, and I can feel that big bump or the shin bone moving here, and then I can add in those flexion and extensions as well. Okay, for hips, you can do this on all fours, or you can be standing. In this case, if I'm on all fours, hip movement, hip cars. From here, my low back doesn't move here, it's still, but I'm going to bring my hip into as much flexion as it can. Knee is going to come out to the side. From here, knee comes out to the side. My foot's going to raise up, so I'm internally rotating my femur. And then from this position, I'm going to extend backwards, squeeze the butt, but notice I'm not extending with my back. Knee is going to meet the other knee again. Squeeze the butt again into hip extension. Knee comes out to the side. Foot is going to rotate down, and then we keep that knee as high as we can as we bring our knee back to center. So once again, I'll do it from this way. Knee comes forward, nothing else is moving. Knee goes out to the side, okay? Foot is going to raise in the air, and notice I'm not out here, okay? Trying to keep my back still. Foot goes backwards, and knee meets knee in that giant circle. Then extend back, knee comes out to the side. From here, foot rotates down, knee rotates up. Bring that knee as close to the armpit as we can and back to the ground. So once again, you'll do that on both sides of your body. Warm up those joints. See how that feels going for a run, and then you can do the same thing if you want as a cool down. Give it a shot and let me know how it goes.